Hello, everybody. My name is Barry Johnson. I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Studio Talk. Today, we're going to talk about ways that you can incorporate hardware into your existing interface, assuming you have ADAT light pipe on the back of it. Let's get to it. All right. So there's different ways of doing this. I'm going to talk about four ways, or four devices, let's say, that I think are compelling in adding additional outboard hardware to your workflow. Now, if you're just adding one piece, more than likely your existing interface can handle that. We're talking about you've already exhausted the amount of inputs and outputs on your existing interface, and you need to expand that, whether it's incorporating additional outboard microphone preamps. Maybe you've got 8 microphone preamps built into that, and you've got into your interface, and maybe you've got 8 external microphone preamps that you want to bring in, but you don't have any additional inputs to be able to do that. Okay, so let's talk about the different ways of doing that, or the different devices that are out there that can be somewhat compelling for this. Okay, the first one up would be the Motu 16A. That is a fabulous unit. The only downside to this 16A, I would say, is it's due for a refresh. It's been out for some time, and it's probably due for a refresh. But that gives you an additional 16 analog in and analog out that you can incorporate via ADAT light pipe. That's one way, okay? Or you can use it as a standalone and do it via Thunderbolt, okay? Or you can even go AVB and do it via Ethernet. So it has a lot of flexibility into that workflow that makes that compelling, especially if you see yourself going in an AVB situation later on down the road. So check out the Motu 16A. It's a compelling option, and it's competitively priced, okay? Next up, okay, and this one surprised me because I don't have any firsthand experience with it yet, but everything I've read about it, the reviews I've watched on it, the people I respect their opinions on it, I was surprised. The PreSonus 4848, okay, has proven to be a quite compelling and a very good, high-quality interface on its own right, okay? But you can also use that to get 16 channels of I/O and do that via ADAT if you want to, okay? And so you've got that as an option, okay? Next up is a newcomer to this whole market that I think seems to be very compelling on the surface, and I'm dying to try one of these units out. I most likely, if all the hype is real, and you know I don't trust a lot of hype if you watch this show, but if all the hype is real, I'm very excited, and that's the series of Pharaoh Fish. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ferocious, I don't know. It looks like it's pronounced Pharaoh Fish. Regardless, here, you're probably seeing a picture of it up on the screen while I'm talking. But this is another 16-channel I/O, and this one's specifically meant for doing exactly what we're talking about. You want to add 16 channels of I/O to your existing workflow of analog ins and outs and have great conversion. That's what this one does. And I think the base model's around $1,000 or $1,100. That's hard to beat. That's really hard to beat, okay? So that's a very compelling option out there. In addition to that, there are a couple, okay? Now, these are getting a lot more expensive at this point, but I wouldn't say a lot, but a definite bump in price, okay? And you've got a couple units out there where you can do ADAT light pipe in and out of 500 series racks. And I think that also is very interesting. I'm going to leave that aside for a second because that's a totally different workflow for a second, one that deserves its own little discussion. So let's set that off the side. You're probably aware of what I'm talking about. If you're not, just do a Google search and you can see what I'm talking about. So of these 3 units, these are ways that you can add 16 channels of analog ins and outs to your existing workflow, your existing interface, assuming it has light pipe on the back of it, okay, to obviously take advantage of all 16 channels of these devices. Then you need to be looking at 2 sets of two sets of ADAT light pipe on the back to be able to do that, because each set gives you 8 in and out. So if you're adding a 16 channel unit, you need 2 sets of ADAT, 2 ADAT ins and 2 ADAT outs to be able to add 16 channels at either 44.1 or 48, okay? So I hope you find this particular topic interesting. I look forward to hearing your comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you've done it other ways, maybe you've just, done your interfaces and you've laid them on. I forget what's that called. Gosh, I'm brain farting right now. But when you can use layer interfaces together, concurrent, or forget it. For whatever, I'm brain farting. I can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm doing it on this subject. But regardless, these are ways you can do it. And I implore you to go out there and look into that. Now, if you're thinking about adding outboard hardware and you're just getting started with it, I've got several videos on that out there that I think you should go check out. Okay. But in the meantime, do me a favor. I'll be honest with you. Do yourself a favor. Can't hurt watching this ugly mug every once in a while. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and then that notification bell so you know when I've got new videos out. Okay. And you're one of the first to know so you can come and watch my ugly face. Okay. So do me a favor. Leave some comments down below. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, blah, 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 blah. And until next time, I hope all of you have a great day. All right. Bye-bye.